Well, we had a chance to listen to or watch the Gents Talk conversation with Justin Baldoni that was released yesterday. This is a podcast that's, touches on masculinity in a different way and approaching things from a more touchy-feely, I would say, point of view when it comes to
very emotional,
intentional masculinity. This is Justin Baldoni's brand. It is. And so this was filmed in November. So we're getting to see his reaction to just the year and how he felt, he isn't necessarily super specific about filming the movie, but he does talk about being exhausted and also like what he's all about. So I think that this is really going to work in Justin Baldoni's favor in the court of public opinion, because he shows himself as someone who is very vulnerable and willing to suggestion, which I think gave Blake, and I'll just say it, Ryan, an opportunity to take advantage of him. That's my point of view right now. It could be changed, and I could just be, completely persuaded by this persona that he has that isn't real. But for right now, it seems like he's a really good guy.
Yeah, I think he's definitely winning in the in the court of public opinion for sure. I mean, it didn't really, I was kind of bummed that the interview doesn't really reveal any of the things that we were hoping we'd get, some of the juicy bits of gossip. But, look, we can't have it all, and that's fine. But at least in terms of the way they're presenting this in the media and the tabloids, I mean, he's definitely got a leg up. It'll be interesting to see how Blake and Ryan respond.
Yeah, if they will at all.
Mm-hmm. Guys, check TMZ out recently?
Nope.
Well, we've got another leaked interview from one of the two parties involved. Not leaked, I guess, but this is a resurfacing of a Blake Lively talk that she had at the Forbes Power Women's Summit in 2022.
Oh,
and she talks about, and let me just say, the way the article reads and the way the video plays is very different than the headline, so you have a pretty good idea of where this came from.
Course, yeah.
The headline is Blake Lively, my secret plan to take control of movies.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
And then if you actually watch it, it's her just basically talking about the fact that she, when she was earlier in her career, would get hired to be, the cute face on the movie. And as soon as she got there and started giving some of her ideas, taking some authorship, as she calls it, starting to give her input, some people would be very receptive to that and realize, oh, she actually is good at this. She should be doing this. Others were very much like, no, you're just hired here to be an actress, be an actress.
So that begs a question then, why wouldn't she just be a director or a writer?
Correct. Yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting. So clearly Brian Friedman and his people are very hard at work. And I will say Blake and Ryan, look, the other shoe's going to drop at some point, I assume, but we don't know how or when. But right now, Brian is obviously getting paid.
Yeah. And the best news about this is this could mean the court hearing's going to be moved up, or the court's going to be moved up. Because this is exactly what he said. The judge was like, stop playing this out in the public, or else we're going to have to move this trial up, because how are you going to possibly get a jury that is not pious?
Exactly.
Right.
If they have,
you will, because as much as we are obsessed, I guarantee there are a lot of people out there who have no idea what any of this case is about.
That's so true. Yeah.
Which is hard to believe, but
we are deep
there's a lot going on in the world.
Hopefully the two of you have something of an idea of what these blinds are about as we get things started today on Blinded by the Item. By the way, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell, and you'll get notified every time we drop a new video for you. Let's get it going here. Despite what people want to run with, the lack of a reaction by this A-list musician towards the A-list reality X is more apathy than anger. The relationship was always just for show. Despite what people want to run with, the lack of a reaction by this A-list musician towards an A-list reality X is more apathy than anger. The relationship was always just for show.
Oh.
Okay, A-list musician.
A-list musician towards an A-list reality X.
So is this like a Kardashian?
Okay.
It's not. And so the musician is the X.
Correct.
So it's not Tyga.
No.
Can you read it again?
Despite what people want to run with, the lack of a reaction by this A-list musician towards the A-list reality X is more apathy than anger. The relationship was always just for show.
Is it Travis Scott and Kylie? Oh.
Okay. Is it a Kylie or Kendall?
Okay.
With an
Oh, Bad Bunny and
good
Kendall.
answer. Good answer.
Despite what people want to run with, the lack of a reaction from Bad Bunny at a recent fashion show where Kendall Jenner was walking the catwalk right in front of Bad Bunny, it was actually more out of apathy than anger. The relationship was always just for show. If you haven't seen this clip, it kind of went viral, and people are like, hey, he doesn't look very happy with her right now. And the blind items are saying he doesn't really care about her, like he never really cared about her.
You guys.
Yeah,
Duh.
totally. Yeah, it's a little forced.
It was very Pete Davidson of him.
Yeah.
But you know.
That episode where they were riding the horses, though, I mean.
Oh, God, I forgot that he was like actually in the show.
Yes.
He was in the show.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the telltale sign, right? Pete
Yes.
Davidson.
Yeah. I feel like I know the least about Kendall when it comes to her actual taste in men or who she would actually like to date, because I don't think she's ever, well, this goes to say for a lot of them, but like, I don't really know who she is attracted to, because it seems like her mom is really just making all these moves for these relationships. And I'm like, who does she really want to be with?
Yeah, I would say that of all the Kardashians and all of their choices in life, like
Yeah.
I just imagine their time on the couch with their therapist is well spent.
Yes.
Yeah, the blind items would have you believe that maybe it's no men that she has taste in, but it also could just be a situation where, like many people, maybe that's just not the biggest priority for her. So it is what it is.
Right.
Who
I'll
cares?
collect that
She's just living
paycheck in the
life right now.
meantime.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So there
Good
you
for her. Do your thing, girl.
Well, let's go ahead and do another blind item here. This A-list rapper thinks he can keep just throwing shots from the sideline and that he's all good and safe. Well, he isn't. Several of his own victims are talking to the same lawyer who is taking down his rival. This A-list rapper thinks he can keep throwing shots from the sideline and he's safe. Well, he isn't. Several of his own victims are talking to the same lawyer who is taking down his rival.
So I'm assuming we're talking about Mr. Texas, Tony Treacher. What's his name?
What?
That was the Spice guy. Remember Tony Treacher?
No. What?
That Spice, like that Louisiana Spice.
Oh.
Tony Busby.
Okay. And this is Sean Combs.
That's the
And
second half.
his rival.
The A-list rapper thinks he can keep...
Is it Fitty?
It is. You put it all together there. Again, this is not the first time we've heard this particular blind item in one shape or form. But 50 Cent thinks he can keep just throwing shots from the sideline and that he's safe. He is not. Several of 50's own victims are talking to the same lawyer, Mr. Busby, who is taking down his rival, Sean Diddy Combs.
Remind me, because I'm not well versed in Fitty Diddy.
Sure.
Fitty victims.
I don't know if we have exact examples, which is probably why he's as
But it's
vocal
in
as
the
he is.
blinds,
The blind
right?
has always implied that, maybe he wasn't immune to some of the same behavior.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
Great.
hopefully that's not true.
Well, I think nobody
with
was
hope.
really paying attention to early 2000s, the music world and what hip hop and rap artists were doing. This is all a new thing. I think a lot of people were doing a lot of stuff. So,
Yeah, the idea that what we saw in the music videos we thought was maybe just for show, but
Yeah,
we're being proven by this Diddy case, maybe it was not just for show.
Yeah.
exactly.
So, and 50 Cent had plenty of those same rap videos. So, I don't know. The one interesting thing recently, we don't have a blind item this. I just wanted to bring it up. Did you see Cameron Diaz talking recently?
No.
I saw her once.
She made a comeback, of course, and she just brought up the idea that she was actually not working during the Me Too movement. Like when Me Too happened and everything was going on, she was out of Hollywood at the time. So she has just returned to acting, and she is like, it is night and day different.
Oh, good.
The experience that she had when she was at the height of her career. We're talking,
sure.
Something about Mary, The Mask, all that. I mean, she was the Charlie's Angel. She was it at that time.
Yeah.
And she said the stuff, even as the it person at that time I faced, it is night and day different from what women are experiencing on the set. So she was very heartened by that. And I thought that was really cool.
Well, that's
to see.
good to know.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was just seen as, a sex symbol and like, we can treat you and say anything we want to you,
Definitely.
just, it's probably not great. So
Yeah. Oh, for
good
sure.
news.
That is.
That's great.
All right, let's do another one. Let's go from good news to bad news. Because
Good
we
to
usually
bad.
specialize in bad news here on Blinded by the Item. Fans who have paid huge sums of money to see this permanent A-list singer are catching on to what we've been telling you for a while, and it's getting sad. The substance abuse is catching up. Fans who have paid huge sums of money to see this permanent A-list singer are catching on to what we've been telling you, and it's getting pretty sad. The substance abuse is certainly catching up.
Permanent A-list singer. And
Permanent
we've
A-list
talked
singer.
about this.
We have.
So this should not be a surprise.
Nicki Minaj?
She's currently on... I assume it's a she. Is it a she? She's currently on tour.
Not on tour.
It's not Madonna, is it?
No.
Okay.
Blinds are sometimes kind of anti.
Yeah.
No.
Is this a foreign-born singer?
Nope.
Okay.
Permanent A-list singer.
Permanent A-list singer. Fans have paid huge sums of money to see this permanent A-list singer and are catching on to what we've been telling you, and it's getting sad. The substance abuse has been catching up.
Why do you say if they're not on tour that we're paying large sums to see them?
Is it Britney?
Like, so they're doing something that's making them a lot of money? Like meet and greets? I mean, what are they doing? So like
beauty
cons?
line?
Okay.
There's another way musicians
Cameo?
often perform
Stripper?
on the strip.
Oh.
Oh, a residency?
Got it. Mariah Carey?
You got it.
Really?
We've discussed this before,
Yeah.
and now fans who have paid huge sums of money to see Mariah Carey are catching on to what we've been telling you, and it's getting sad. The substance abuse has been catching up. We have seen her pop up in the blind items. Now, most recently, fans are taking to social media after one of her most recent performances and saying, WTF did I just watch?
Oh.
She is hardly moving on stage. She looks like she's needing backup dancers to help move her from one side to the other.
That's
She
always
looks like
I was
she's
going to
in
say,
pain.
like, this does sound very Mariah.
Like she just puts her arms out and then they carry her over to the next place.
It's kind of like if you ever saw Britney's Vegas residency.
Yeah.
It literally, she was just phoning that whole thing, and it was great. I loved it, but
Yeah.
she doesn't move on her own.
Yeah.
She is moved from point A to point B.
These comments are my favorite. OMG, is she okay? Then it says, she's saving her energy for Christmas 2025. Is she okay, or am I watching in slow motion? What is happening? Is she in pain?
Oh,
I mean,
is this
okay.
the Yelp reviews?
I just think maybe these people are new on the scene and they haven't seen the history of her. Like this has been going on for 20 years, right? Where she's just kind of carried around by hot guys. It's just been something that we've laughed about for at least 15 years.
Let's hope that's the case and it's not worse. But if it is, get the help that you need.
I don't know what drugs.
I feel like we should provide like a statement at the end of the show.
Yes.
If you or someone you know is struggling with substance abuse, please get help. Like I'm being intentionally serious.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Because we talk about so many people
Yeah.
struggling with drugs and alcohol in the blinds that
And to answer your question, Dawn, what you're about to say, I do believe the blinds previously have referenced her drinking. That it
Oh,
was
drinking.
alcohol-related.
Okay.
So that would be her
Okay.
substance of choice, apparently. I don't know.
All right.
Let's go ahead and do another blind.
Liquor.
Yes, let's do another blind item. Here's we're rolling through them today. Before we get to more that have to do with substance abuse, let's do this one. Ironically, the only thing keeping this former A-minus list actor relevant is the same thing that's keeping people from working with him. So around and around we go. Ironically, the only thing keeping this former A-minus list actor relevant is the same thing that's keeping people from working with him. So around and around we go.
Is around we go a clue?
Nope.
Okay.
So the thing that keeps him in business is the thing that drives people nuts about him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thing that's keeping him relevant.
Relevant.
Is why people aren't working with him.
No.
His rage,
No.
attitude,
I mean, kind of.
wit, dark sense, sarcasm. Okay.
It's
Ability to roast
It's
people.
dark.
Okay. Ew. Okay.
His hair color?
No. Former A-list actor.
A former. So
Former is the key.
Is this somebody that was on SNL?
No.
Okay.
Former A-list actor, the thing about him, but it's like a personality trait.
Yep.
Like he's a jerk?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a little more than that.
Andy Dick?
There's lots of jerks, but there's not a lot of jerks that do what this man does.
Oh. Is it his bread and butter? Like,
Oh, don't put...
uh-oh. Why did I say that? What?
I mean, he might
Why?
use bread and butter. I'm not sure.
Oh,
He's like a porn star?
No.
He's a...
OnlyFans? Oh, no, I'm saying all the wrong things.
You'll understand why it's funny here in a
It's
second.
his bread and butter.
What does he put on that bread and butter?
He puts
Jam?
jam? No. What does he put on bread and
I
butter?
think darker.
Vegemite? That's so gross.
Molasses?
Nope, this is definitely a meat product.
Oh,
Mr. Beast?
jerky?
The Jerky
A little
Boys?
more closer to home.
Oh.
Sausage?
No.
Brats?
Oh.
Elk?
Closer to
A-list,
Yeah,
former A-list actor.
Okay.
And the only thing keeping him relevant is the same thing that's keeping people from working with him.
He stinks.
Probably. I don't know.
Oh
What
my
is
God,
this?
this
This
is
is
so
so-
weird.
His sandwich certainly does.
His sandwich?
His sandwich is
It's his
full
bread and butter we're talking about.
Manwich?
What? Very close to that.
Really?
loose
Sloppy
meat.
Joe's?
I think it's a manwich.
Manwich. Oh.
Manwich. You're getting
Oh. God.
chili?
Philly cheesesteak?
Any former A-list actors who eat something odd that we've maybe discussed once or twice.
Army Hammer.
Oh, people!
Oh, he ate an animal heart.
There you go. You got
Okay.
it. It continues.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Ironically, the only thing keeping Army Hammer relevant is the fact that he's a cannibal, but that's also the thing that's keeping anyone from working with him. So around and around we go. We have a new story where, no, I didn't eat people. Yes, I did eat a raw animal heart, but I didn't eat people.
No.
Okay, those two things are
Why?
completely separate.
They certainly are, but,
like any like
but it's still
sort
the
of
headline that we're getting.
primal paleo gym bro has eaten animal heart.
A raw one?
I'm sure.
Ew.
I'm just saying, like, that doesn't seem particularly problematic. What seems problematic is people.
Yeah.
He
Eating
just-
people is problematic.
He knows that people will pay attention to him if he talks about
Yeah, of
eating
course.
any type of flesh.
But he also knows nobody will work with him if he talks about eating flesh. So again, it's
Oh my
It's
God.
sort of, yeah. But
vicious
you know,
cycle.
look, hey, Hollywood is a fickle mistress. So
God.
lean in. Yeah. Like in the old days, they would have put him at the Ringling Brothers, like in a tent, and he would have like eaten like a turkey leg and called it like, you know, dressed it up like it was a person's
Yeah,
leg and
a
been
chicken.
like, look at the cannibal.
oh boy, that's gross. But you guys got it nicely.
If he was smart, he'd have his agent put him in a like cannibal movie.
It's true.
Yeah. He'd be the next Cannibal Lecter.
Cannibal.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do another blind item here as we're rolling through them today. This foreign-born A-list model turned pretty terrible actress is now hanging out with the 3 named rapper who is recently single. I'm sure this won't end terribly at all. This foreign-born A-list model turned terrible actress is now hanging out with the 3 named rapper who's recently single. I'm sure that won't turn out terribly at all. Go ahead.
You know
Hit
who
it.
this is? This is Cara Delevingne and Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh.
It was like, what is she doing backstage with him? And then she's like kind of hiding in the background, but then it's like,
And they were at the big game.
Yes.
The Super Bowl hanging out.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
they also
Really
point-
get to be a 3-named person with Delavine?
No,
that's
he
Machine
is
Gun
Machine
Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly. I was like, Cara
Yeah.
Delevingne?
Cara
Got
Delevingne,
it.
and she is the A-minus list model turned terrible actress who is hanging out with Machine Gun Kelly.
But then I went on a deep dive, wrong term here, about who she's dating. They're like, it's nothing like sexual because she's dating this British artist named Mink or Minky, who is a female.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well,
so I was like, oh, let me listen to Minky or Mink. God, I'm so old. I was like, I just want to know what her music is like.
Yeah. And?
Hey, you know what? There's definitely a place for it in the world of music. Not really my like.
You
I
didn't
like
like it.
music that's like, you know,
Good.
BTS. Like I like to work out to music. I don't use music, you know, it's a product. Like I use music to pump me up. I don't listen to sad songs.
So
or
it wasn't
any-
energetic.
Right. I
music.
wasn't like,
It was
I
chill.
like pop music and yeah. Anyway, so I was like, okay, yeah, I can see how people will like this. She's definitely very popular in Britain. So I don't
What's
know
her
why
name
she's
again?
hanging out with Mink or Minky. Minke.
Or Mine K.
Yes.
You don't know these days. It's hard. It's hard
Somebody
to keep
in the
track.
comments tell
if
me.
only there was a Google.
I know. I could have researched that, but I didn't know I was going to be talking about it today.
Well, minkies are whales, aren't they? Isn't there a minky whale? Or is that a seal? Minky seal, minky whale. There's a minky something.
Minky see, Minky do.
No, it's monkey.
Okay.
You guys done talking about sea life? And... Okay. Another blind item here. It continues to be one step forward, 3 steps back for this foreign-born former A-list singer. We're seemingly due for another, hey, all is good social post from his wife.
Oh.
It
Man.
continues to be a 1 step forward, 3 steps back for this foreign-born former A-list singer. We're seemingly due for another, hey, all is good post from his wife.
Is it Bieber? Yeah, I
Yep.
saw
I
that
don't know what's going on there.
Something is.
something's going on. Like he posted something on socials that it was like 4 pictures. One was a raven with a big necklace on sitting next to an owl. The other one was him just out and about having pizza with friends and his wife, which he's smiling big. And then there was another one where he looked to be in the studio, in like a home studio. Somebody that had like a mixing
Yeah, like he's
board.
doing new music.
Like he's doing new music. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Yes. Because the narrative has been he looks so terrible and unrecognizable because all this stuff with Diddy and people assuming that he was, maybe abused by Diddy is causing him distress.
Yeah, but
So-
then there was like, remember he was like in his undies, just hanging out.
Sure.
So I feel like it's just a journey. Like you never know, like, is this like some sort of tease that we're getting for new music? Or is this just I'm bored? It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Most recently, we've seen him in a bathrobe and Uggs walking out of a house of some form. Well, his wife was enjoying a meal with, I think, Kendall Jenner and some other A-listers. And then she took to social media and posted some just pictures of her by herself, including one that said, I am imperfect. I have been rejected. I still have purpose. And people are
What?
running with what some of that might mean. I
That's
don't know.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate vague booking, especially when you're a celebrity.
Like, what? Is that just a quote from a song or
Rumi.
a
It's a
poem?
Rumi quote.
Yeah.
So there you have it. I don't know, but I will say we've seen split rumors and stuff about these two in the blinds forever, but we're now seeing them on Us Weekly, the Yahoo, on Daily Mail, on a lot of other sites where usually they don't get there until there's been a little more smoke. So
Well, I will say, Jamie, my partner, last night at the dinner table was like, are Haley and Justin breaking up?
it's hitting that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that means people who are paying attention out of the corner of their eye are seeing the stuff.
It's always fun to watch that tipping point. We talked about that last week with the Blake and Justin stuff. I finally had my best buddy who's completely out of pop culture, has no idea anything, just text me. He's like, are Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively just terrible people? And I'm like, okay, so that's it finally got to you.
It's gotten to you.
Right.
Your algorithm has brought you in.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, more shall be revealed, certainly, with that one.
Give us a like, hit that bell, and do all the fun things. That's the show for today.
Fabulous, Michael. Thank you yet again for a cavalcade of juicy bits of gossip with the names left out, which we provide daily on the MyTalks. That's Monday through Friday. And wherever you get your podcasts, you can download, like, and subscribe and leave a review, hopefully. But we'd also love for you to check out our YouTube channel where you can see all of this magic unfold. The name is...
Blinded by the Item.
Blinded by the item.